And what do I find right there? They made a queen. Well, the weather's finally warm, and I need to check that colony right there. So I've got my equipment here, and I'm going to check on the swarm that I caught. I need to move this colony to back there. So what I'm going to end up doing is just checking it now just to see, well, what does it look like? I haven't really checked it since I threw it in here, so I want to get a feel for, well, are they building stuff out? What are they doing? And then I'm going to move it to my place, let it stay there a couple days, maybe 5 days or so, and then put it back in the apiary onto a stand. So in this colony on here, I can see eggs down in those frames. Now, I just saw a queen running around, so I want to grab her and mark her. She looks like a newer queen. Here she is here. There's the queen. She is marked. Come on in there, girl. You can see her down in there. So this colony, they have a queen. Let me see what these other frames look like. I'm just curious what she's done. Well, there's nectar on there. Nectar there as well. So I'm not wondering if maybe she was a virgin when they swarmed. And then she went and got mated. Well, regardless, this colony has a mated queen. So I'm going to throw it on back together. They eventually are going to get moved to my main apiary. All right, so this is my end colony. This is one of the Apimayes. And the last time I was in here, I had ants loaded all over this. I put cinnamon and there's nothing. So if you ever have ants get into these inner covers, these feeders, cinnamon works wonders. Absolutely does nothing to the bees. This is 5 weeks after installation. So I want to get in here and just check and see what are they doing in this super. Now with my single brood, yes, well, they have a second box right now. And my plan is to eventually put a queen excluder on here, and what they store in here will solely be their reserves. Couple cells of nectar in there, and there's some nectar on there, so that's good. Nectar on there also, and they're starting to build that. You see how peaceful and calm these colonies here are. Fairly mellow. Good. You know, and I'll tell you, it's almost to the point where in another week I want to throw my excluder on just to keep my queen down below with how they're building this out. But that will come in the future. So right now, I'm content with how this colony looks. Well, this colony here was one that probably had some drift, but it's doing good now because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seams of bees in here. So yes, it's a hair behind the last one, but they are picking up. And as we go through some brood cycles, the population is going to increase. Oh, so that's a good frame right there, a good brood frame. Pollen in around there, brood. Another good frame here. Now I see on there, there's a lot of larvae on there. So this queen is doing her job. Now that's what I want to see. Good brood frame there. There's some girls doing waggle dance on there. I love watching them do that waggle dance. You know, that means this colony has found a source of food. Whether it's nectar or pollen, they are out there actively foraging. Oh yeah, good frame there. And there's a good frame there with my queen on it. Usually you won't see those queens on these frames that are just packed out with brood, but she's there. So I'll tell you, I'm going to pack this up. That next frame I'm looking at, there's brood there as well. Mama, and she's on back over onto this side. So she's going to go down in there. And this colony, the very next, probably inspection or 2, they are going to get another box. With this being the medium super that I've added on and there's bees up there, that's good. Yeah, there's a couple little cells of nectar in there. Okay, so my queen has been up here because I am seeing brood right there. So that's okay. That's okay. And I'm seeing brood in there as well. So like I said, that is okay. My queen is working the lower box. She's working this box. And eventually what will happen is when I throw an excluder on here, any of the brood that is in this upper super, well, they will take care of it. And when it emerges out, they can just backfill those areas. Same thing here. There's brood on there. It's actually really nice looking frames. Brood on there, nectar. So they're really progressing along as they should. Now into the bee tech colony, and there's nothing up top here. Let's see what they look like. Oh, and look at that. They're building that all out. So that's good. I like that. Nice calm bees in this colony. Okay, so they're building that out. That's all fresh wax on there. Look at that. All fresh wax with my queen on there. She is, I mean, that's a fantastic looking queen. Eggs down on there. Excellent. Good job, Mama. Good job. Let me put her right back there. And slide this in. All right. Let's see what the Hex Hive is doing. Now look at that. They have started to build comb in this second box. Well, the foundation fell down, so they're going to have to build up top of there, but I'll let them. That's fine. Wow, look at that down there. Now, down below, so this chamber is completely filled. That chamber looks to be completely filled as well. So this was the last, so to say, compartment or chamber that was not filled over. And we can see that it is. So they're really taking to this configuration. I have not seen any drawbacks as far as the configuration of the Hex Hive. They're building it out really nice, actually. Let's pull one of these frames here. And you look at that brood on there. So Queen Mama is really doing her job. You look at that there too. Excellent job. This end colony here was a split that I did. Let's get in here and just see what Queen Mama's doing. Got some brood on there. There's some brood there. There's some nectar on here too, so that's good. Now, I would expect in these next two frames to find Queen Mama. I believe she is marked with a green dot, and yep, there she is. And looking in this frame, I see larvae down in there, so that's good. No other additional signs of swarm-type behavior. I'm not seeing any cells, nothing like that. So excellent. Front is progressing along, and the back also so far. Okay, so this is one of my survivor colonies. I want to get in here and check and see if there's any signs of nectar. And then I also want to check the queen status, because this is the very first colony that I split. So let me crack this box here, see if there's some weight on it. Oh yeah, there's weight. Oh my gosh. That super's probably filled. Oh yeah. Now, if I see any eggs, any larvae, I will know that I have a mated queen in here. That's what I'm looking for. Well, so there is a cell there that's chewed out. Now, behavior-wise on these, when you see them and they are mellow like this for a large colony, now, you know, I do have a few bumping me, but behavior-wise with a large colony and they are this chill, that tends to lead me think that they are queen right. Well, what do I find right there? They made a queen. Well, that right there is fantastic. Now, what I expect to find is this colony will gradually, from how they're bumping me, they will gradually, they'll simmer back down because they have Queen Mama. She looked mated. You saw that nice abdomen on her. So really happy with this colony. All right, well, utilizing my max indicator, I interchanged a mating indicator to the left side, and I can take that off now because this colony successfully made a new queen, and then I can switch it back over, put on my regular dial. It is set to a mated queen there with the green, and my very next action is set to inspect, but maybe I might need to add space the next time. Because we are getting into a little bit of a flow, I do want to check to add space. So yes, I have my mated queen, and next time I might need to add space to this colony. Okay, so this last colony here that I'm checking, this is my Caucasian queen. So, and I can already tell, I mean, with the Caucasian, there is just a load of propolis in here. Let me lift off this box and see if there's weight in it. No, and there's a little bit. Now, what I'm going to check here with this colony is that, well, I don't have any cells or anything like that, so I'll check and see if I have to do any splits. I'm hoping that the weather did not set things back too far, because we just had an abnormally cold week last week, a lot of rain. So I did not really get into them last week. Okay, there's larvae on there. Wow, look at that sheet of brood. This gal is doing her job. 2 practice cups there, nothing in them. Sheet of brood. Another good frame of brood right here. Now, getting into these next 3 frames, from what I've seen so far, if I don't see any other cups, I'd be surprised. All right, there's Queen Mama right down there. She is a Pepto. Her mark, you know, she's got that striped abdomen. Her mark is about faded, but Queen Mama is still there and still looks decent sized. So there's a decent amount of drone brood right there. I like seeing that. When I get these nice queens, I like to flood the area with these drones. Excellent. So I'm going to slide this back over and put this back together. Now, I'm hoping if I can keep this colony, if I can keep from having to split this colony more or less, you know, I'm hoping maybe this one will be one of my better ones as far as a honey crop. We will see. I don't know. All right, well, the inspections are done, and overall, I'm kind of happy with where things are. Now, our spring so far in Northeast Ohio, our flow is just non-existent. We've had a ton of rain, cold temps. It just has not been good. The colonies, for what they've been given, though, they're building up nicely. Again, though, this year, I really am not counting on a huge honey crop. I just want this yard to build out. So for how it's looking, you know, this front row, we've only got 1 colony that does not have a second box, and I'll add that in another week or so. So after I add that box, this entire front row will have 2 boxes on. The back row, there's 1 that has some issues. Other than that, the rest of them are looking pretty good too. Now, the very first colony that I split, well, I found a mated queen in there, so, I mean, fantastic. I can't ask for anything else. The next one, queen, is in there. I am probably, right where I am standing here, I am probably going to move one of those colonies. It'll be the one with the yellow stripe up front to here, and that way I'll just let them build out. In the back, also, there's 1 other colony that I'll have to check that, well, do they have a queen? So in the back, There's one other colony that I'll have to check and see, are they queen right? Another week though, when I did those splits, it's only been about 8 or 9 days, so I want to give it some time. Let that virgin emerge out, let her go out on her mating flights, and then I should see signs of eggs, larvae, etc. So overall, the apiary is looking okay. Couple hiccups, but beekeeping is never perfect. This is it right here, you know, Castle Hives apiary. Soon I'm going to extend this row, and well, we're getting close to 20. So that is going to be a perfect number for me, I think. You know, just how it looks right now, I can add on a little bit more here, maybe plop 3 more colonies here, and then that would take this to 18 with how things are set. But I'm content so far in 2025, so we just need Mother Nature to cooperate a little bit, and this yard, whoo, you're just going to have to follow along and see, because it's going to get real exciting here in the apiary.